This is the Introvert Teacher Tag. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Mariely Sanchez and I am a 4th grade teacher in South Florida. Today I am doing a tag that was started by my dear friend Janice from That One Happy Teacher, and I can't wait to answer these questions. And a couple of other YouTubers are also releasing their videos. I'll be sure to link them down below. So I am a little bit of an introvert. I know it's hard to imagine someone that films videos on a weekly basis and gets on here and speaks and shares. And sometimes people find it interesting that I am a bit of an introvert, but basically it's because if I feel comfortable being around you, I'm just gonna be my authentic self. If I'm in a group of people that I do not know, I am going to be super quiet unless I get the courage to actually initiate conversation, or someone just comes up to me and starts conversation with me. So that's usually what happens with me. And I didn't know how much of an introvert I was until I went to the Teachers Pay Teachers conference last summer in Nashville. And oh boy, I did feel very much an introvert. And I noticed that I have a little bit of social awkwardness. I'm a little bit socially awkward, but you know what? We're just gonna embrace who we are, and I'm going to get started answering these questions. I've kind of previewed some of the questions already, so I feel like some of these questions don't apply to me 100%, but I'm just gonna give it a go. So here we go. Starting with question number 1. Do people call you antisocial all the time? I can't say they call me that all the time. Now, I know that there have been situations where people might have thought or maybe said to me that I was a bit antisocial, but it is not often. Like I said, once I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable with the people around me, then I can start being a little bit more myself. I do have to say that maybe I had more antisocial characteristics when I was a student in school, but I have been in so many different experiences where I am able to speak in front of people, even if it's a group of my peers. And I've started to feel a little bit more comfortable doing that, but they don't call me antisocial all the time. Question number 2. Do they try to convince you to be more outgoing? Now, this I don't feel 100% applies to me, but I'm sure that there have been some times that people may have wanted me to be a little bit more outgoing. But yeah, I don't really feel like this one applies to me 100%. But I can imagine some situations where I could have been a little bit more outgoing. Question number 3. Do people ask if you're depressed or okay? Very frequently. Now, that's also because I do live with depression, and I have had situations where I was depressed for large periods of time. But on the most part, I feel like there have been situations where I was not feeling depressed at all, and people still asked me if I was okay. Question number 4. Do people ask what you're thinking about? Yes, there are situations where I may be in a group of people and I may be really quiet because I may just not want to engage in conversation, or in my head with my thoughts, and people do ask me what I'm thinking about. There have been a couple of those times. Question number 5. Do you have to take breaks to recharge? All the time. It is so draining to be around people for me. I know that with extroverts, they get energy by being around other people. But most of the time when I am out with a group of people or in a place where there's large amounts of people, I'm okay while I'm with them. I can hold a conversation. I can try my best to be part of the group. But once all of that is done, I do have to go home and recharge. Sometimes I need the whole next day of just doing nothing and just being in my room to fully recharge and feel like I can, okay, go out into the world and take it on again. Question number 6, and if I'm looking down, I'm just reading the questions off the paper, but it says, do you have to take breaks to recharge after spending time with someone? And I just kind of answered that in my previous question, and I will have to say yes. Now, if I'm spending time with one person, it's not as bad, but if I'm spending time with a group of people, I do have to recharge, like I mentioned, for at least a day or half a day the following day. All right, on to question number 7, which says, do you purposely ignore a call if you don't know who is calling because you'd rather not talk to a stranger? all the time. If I do not have you programmed into my phone, it will automatically go to voicemail. And I just think that if it's important, the person will either leave a message, which is not usually the case, or they'll send me a text and then I'll get back to the person. But usually I do not like to be on the phone at all. If I could text, I would just rather text or send an email or send comments through social media or messages through there. But I'd rather just type than speak on the phone for sure. Question number 8. Do you hate when your hairdresser, manicurist, or strangers try to make small talk? Definitely yes. I get so awkward when I'm out in public and maybe it's a store where they have representatives come up to you and ask you if you need any help. It gives me so much anxiety. I try to walk the other way so that they don't start conversation with me, or I just quickly say, no, thank you, I'm just looking. And also when I'm at the manicurist, which is not often, but when I do go, or at the hairdresser, I just don't want to engage in conversation. I know silence is awkward for a lot of people. Sometimes it's awkward for me too, but sometimes I just don't know what to talk about. So yes, I try to avoid speaking with strangers out in public. Question number 9. I'm gonna laugh at this one because it's a little bit funny and it applies to me for sure. Do you stare at the ground so you can pretend you don't see someone approaching? Yes. I just, like I said, sometimes it's hard to start conversation with someone. You don't know what to talk about. You don't know what to say. And it could be at school. I'm walking down the hallway and sometimes I see someone coming way on the other end of the hallway. We have long hallways here. And I just either try to look at the ground, or if I have my phone, try to be on my phone, or just take another exit route so I can just avoid the awkwardness and the anxiety that comes from trying to speak with someone. Now, if I know the person very well, they're a good friend of mine, like my teacher BFF, of course I'm gonna stop and say hi to her and hug her and start a conversation. But on the most part, I just try to avoid people frequently, and especially if I'm out in public at a store or at a restaurant. I know, because even in restaurants, it gives me a little bit of anxiety and sometimes a lot of anxiety when I see the waiter approaching and I have not yet decided what I'm going to order, so that gives me anxiety as well. So I can definitely relate to this question. All right, on to question number 10. Do you spend most of your time at a party slowly nursing your drink and or eating snacks? Definitely yes. I am just gonna be at my drink or just eating my appetizers or the snacks and not engaging in conversation unless someone starts a conversation with me. Obviously, I'm not going to be rude and not answer the person, but as far as initiating conversations with people, I usually just keep to myself. And if it's a group of people, of friends that I know and I feel comfortable with, definitely I'll start talking and making conversation. But on the most part, when I'm at parties, like for school events or other family parties, and there's a lot of people that I don't know, I just stay to the side with my drinks and my snacks and just be on my own. I'm very content being on my own, actually. All right, on to question number 11, which I notice is a continuation of question number 10. So you're either at the party with your drink or your snacks, or you're just sitting on the couch by yourself. Yes to that one as well. That was an easy one for question 11 because it was just a continuation of question 10. Question number 12. Do people mistake your thinking face for a resting mean face? Yes, they do. And the thing about my face is that my emotions are so readable. I have a very readable face, but sometimes I'm just being my serious self and people may think that I'm unapproachable. It happens, people, I know. I just get anxiety being around a large crowd of people. And sometimes, like I said, I'm in my head with my thoughts and people may think that I am just upset or very mean person, which is not true at all. That is not me. And those of you that have met me in real life know it's not the case. And when I even mention to those people that meet me in real life, because I do feel comfortable with them, I sense their energy and it's positive energy, I feel like I can be myself, they find it very surprising that I'm an introvert. But I do have introvert tendencies for sure, because I have definitely had experiences where those introvert characteristics do end up coming out, and it just affects my anxiety as well. Question number 13, do you not participate in events that will involve icebreakers? I try to avoid group activities when I'm in a professional development or when I'm at a faculty meeting. It's kind of difficult to be in those kind of activities. Now, of course, you have to participate because you don't want to be the person that's not a team player, but it does make me feel awkward a lot and gives me some anxiety as well. If I can avoid them, I do, but on the most part, I end up participating because I just want to feel like I can actually get together with people and work together. Question number 15, is introducing yourself fear-inducing? Definitely gives me some fear and anxiety. So yes, I have to say that I have felt this way before and I managed to do it, but it doesn't take away the fact that I feel a bit of fear. Question number 16, do you like using the internet because you can show your personality without having to deal with people? I love using the internet to show my personality. Like I mentioned before, I rather send messages or texts or even film a YouTube video where I share my ideas and thoughts with others than doing it face to face. Now, obviously I can say that I have gotten better with that as time has gone by because I have had opportunities where I need to speak in front of a group of teachers or at a conference. So of course, the more I've had to do that, the less I felt like I can't do it. But definitely the internet makes me feel secure and safe and reduces the anxiety levels for sure. All right, on to question number 17. Is canceling plans your favorite thing to do? Yes. I actually don't mind when people cancel plans. I don't like to do it myself. Like if I already told someone that I will be somewhere, I do want to show up for that person and be there. But I have to say that I don't mind at all if someone says to me something has come up and plans have canceled or changed. It actually gives me a little sense of relief when that happens, so I don't mind them at all. All right, on to the last question, question number 18. Does everyone try to fight you to be more social, but you're happy the way you are? I have to say, I feel like the only people that would maybe say this about me is family members or some friends, but on the most part, I don't feel like this question applies to me 100%. But I've had situations where people want me to be more social, go out more, do things with people that I don't know. But again, like I said, that gives me anxiety. I have done it in the past. And yes, the more you do it, I feel like it's a little easier. But on the most part, I just like to come to work and after work go home and then go to church and after church go back home and be with my family, then just be social and out with a group of people or in a setting where I don't know a lot of the people that are there. So that is a little bit into me as a bit of an introvert. Like I said, I don't feel like I'm 100% an introvert. And some of my friends have disagreed when I describe myself as being a little bit of an introvert. But those tendencies are definitely there. And I can so relate to a lot of these different situations. I hope you have enjoyed this introvert teacher tag. Thank you, Janice, so much for creating this tag and for allowing us to participate in it. If you'd like to also film a video and share your answers to these questions, I'll be sure to include the questions in the description box below. And I will also like to tag you to go ahead and answer the questions yourself. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment down below, let me know what you thought or any questions you may have. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell for notifications so you don't miss any future videos. I hope you have a beautiful, magical day, and don't forget to smile. Hello, dreamers, wishers, and magical thinkers. Thank you so much for making it to the very end of this video and for showing your support. If you'd like to subscribe, you can do so by clicking on my picture down here. You can also check out my latest videos here and here. Don't forget to believe in the magic that's inside you because you are capable of great things. See you next time.